Hey everybody, Preferred Selection here with the Terraria special. For once I get to say it has not been a while since we've done one of these, which I actually feel pretty good about. We did one of these pretty recently. Today I want to do a special all about NPCs, about their ability to do combat in 1.3. Now for most people this isn't news. I'm sure you've noticed your dryads glowing and your NPCs shooting and stabbing at things, but maybe you don't know the specifics or don't have a good idea of how strong the individual NPCs are, because they are not all made equally. So I've made a little arena where I've just kind of placed the NPCs where I want them according to kind of how strong I think they are. I'll just very quickly go over some of them. I have the tax collector, the merchant, the guide, and the die trader up here because the tax collector and the die trader, they just kind of swing around a cane and a scimitar respectively. It's not much. The merchant throws throwing knives. The guide shoots a bow. The party girl is actually pretty decent. She has happy grenades, which are like half damage grenades. They're alright. Tinker does the spiky balls that goblins do. He's decent as well. The mechanic throws a wrench, which is interesting. It's one of the few attacks that you never get. A lot of the NPC attacks are things that you can get. The angler, speaking of which, throws frost daggerfish. He's pretty decent as well. On this tier of the housing, you have NPCs who I think are a little bit more respectable. I meant to have the party girl down here. The stylist does not deserve her space down here. She just kind of swings a sword around. A pair of scissors. She's alright. The clothier, I think, is awesome. In pre-hard mode, he's not much to talk about because he just kind of does a Book of Skulls attack. He doesn't do it very often. But in hard mode, his Book of Skulls attack gains Shadow Flame, which very few enemies are immune to. It's really good. He also seems like he's kind of brave. Like he'll get in the mix a little bit more than other NPCs, which is something you'll see later. The painter has a paintball gun, which is a super awesome weapon that shoots paint. It's actually really good as far as like you can get one. You should. It's a good weapon for pre-hard mode anyway. The witch doctor fires a blowgun, which is a decent weapon. A weapon that you can buy from him, I believe. It's not the blowgun that you get in the wooden chest, but it's a much better upgrade of that. The second tier of housing that I have down here is for the really strong NPCs. And you'll see I have the steampunker in here. No, I don't. Never mind, steampunker's first tier. She's just hanging out with us. I have the cyborg up here because he shoots rockets. The demo because he's, again, pretty brave and throws... Or at least, I don't know for certain if they're really, like, brave or cowardly or if that's really a thing or if it's just user bias, but... It honestly seems like a thing. He throws grenades. He's pretty strong. The arms dealer is another one who upgrades in hard mode. He goes from like a regular old gun to a mini shark in hard mode, which is nice. The wizard shoots at the flower of fame. Oh, tongue-tied. Flower of flame attack, and he also seems fairly brave. So I like him a lot. The steampunker might lose her spot on this bottom row because she's okay. She fires a clockwork assault rifle, which is a pretty good weapon, but she doesn't seem to like to get involved in combat. The nurse is obviously just the best NPC. She's the strongest NPC in my opinion. She throws poison syringes or poison, whatever you want to call them, that do 20 damage. They also heal for like 100% of the damage they deal. So if they do 20 to something with no defense, they heal her for 20. She can also heal other NPCs with that, which is why I have her housed next to the Dryad, who is also really strong. The Dryad is a support character, puts a sort of a buff around her that gives you 8 defense, does a little bit of dot to enemies, and I think increases a couple other stats, but I can't remember what they are at the moment. The pirate I really like a lot. He's basically a pirate captain. I believe he has like 2 of the 3 enemy pirate captain attacks. So he gets to hang out in the bottom row. He also seems to really like to get in the fray. He will fight enemies, which is why I've got mad respect for him. The truffle's off to the side because I just wanted to not have my whole housing be truffle housing. His attack's pretty strong, though. He has a kind of an AoE spore attack that hits a lot of enemies. Also, I've got Santa in the mix, so I do have my clock set to Christmas. Santa throws baubles. I have no idea how much damage they do. Santa does not seem to like to get involved in fighting. And last but not least, we have the traveling merchant, who is just a real trooper. He shoots pulse bow, which makes him just fantastic for hard mode. Before hard mode, he shoots like his revolver, which is still nice, but really he shines in hard mode. So we have pirates coming. Hopefully he doesn't leave for it, because it is 5 p.m. I really want to see how he does in combat. I've been actually waiting for him, because you can't like spawn him in. I mean, I could if I was using like server tools, but I don't do any of that stuff. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. I'm following him around, because if I'm by him, he won't despawn. At least that's what I'm hoping. But he seems like he wants to run away. Okay, so we get to see him in action. He's firing his little pulse bow. You just saw it's doing like 80 damage. So he is truly just as strong as he looks. Everybody seems like they're getting on the action, which is good. Like I said, the Clothier seems ready to fight. I always see the Clothier getting into combat, which I like. I myself, you might have noticed that I am in beetle gear. I'm not going to be doing any fighting, I don't think. Not in the pirate invasion, anyway. Just going to be letting my NPCs handle things. My hotbar right now is all 8 of the things that NPCs can drop. Alright, the traveling merchant departed, but we got to see him in action, that's fine. So everybody looks like they're fighting right now. The steampunker is not doing much, but... Oh, okay, the steampunker's trying. Everybody's holding their own pretty well against the pirate invasion. Nobody's died yet. I don't suspect anybody will die during the pirate invasion, but it just kind of depends on how things go. So in my hotbar, you'll notice I have an exotic scimitar. That is I believe a 1 in 8 chance or a 1 in 10 chance to drop from the die trader when he dies. All of the items that drop from NPCs, maybe not the hats, but all of the weapons have either a 1 in 8 chance or a 1 in 10 chance. So the paintball gun, this is probably my favorite weapon that drops from an NPC. It shoots paint. It's a pretty solid weapon. It shoots paint in little bursts and just overall really nice. Like, I'd put it on par with, I don't know, maybe not the mini shark, but I don't know, it's up there. It's really good. The stylish scissors are nice for when you can get them, because you can get the stylus very early, so maybe you get the stylus really, really early in killer. You know, it's kind of up to you. Everybody's hanging out in their houses. This is really good. I'm proud of my NPCs for getting involved in the fighting. Arms dealer's doing some work. Let's see if we can find the... Santa's not doing anything. That's fine. Let's see if we can get the witch doctor involved in the fighting. Come on, witch doctor, don't die. Do something. We almost lost our witch doctor because the witch doctor just doesn't seem to want to fight. The cyborg also seems like he attacks very rarely, and I'm assuming that part of that... I mean, it could be just because he's stuck up here. But I'm assuming that part of that is because his attack is so strong. Alright, so we talked about the scissors. Let's talk about the classy cane now. Classy cane is alright. It has a attack speed that's between the scissors and between the scimitar. It also has a damage that's between them. These weapons all seem to be about balanced. You might think that the scimitar is the best because the scimitar has the most damage, and these all say they have very fast speed, but there's a big range between very fast speed. There's A lot of room there. The scissors are almost outside of the very fast speed category in a good way. And the scimitar is almost outside of that in a bad way. So scimitar is probably the only weapon of this group that you could take to hard mode. I'd say they're all about, like, the scimitar, the cane, and the scissors. They're all about on par with, like, Blood Butcher and Knight's Edge. Or no, sorry, they're not on par with Knight's Edge. They're about on par with Blood Butcher and Lightsbane is what I meant to say. Okay, everybody's hanging on their houses too much, so I'm gonna just actuate everything and just pick up a ton of honey furniture. So much honey furniture. Picking it up so we can see what's going on. Had to destroy your guys' housing because you guys were. Oh my God! Some of you really avoided getting in the mix, huh? Okay, well, whoever decided to hang out and fight, I'm proud of you for fighting. How did they all get to places that were safe to stand so quickly? I'm amazed. See, is the truffle... Oh, the truffle's on the ground. Ooh, Santa's throwing his baubles. I want to see this. Do it again, Santa. Ooh, Jolly Roger coming in from the wrong angle. I don't know if that Jolly Roger will really get into the fight unless I kind of break this house up a little bit. Just can't go through this. Alright, now the Jolly Roger's involved. Kinda. So all of our NPCs are gonna beat the pirates with no deaths. We have got no deaths there, which is pretty good. Pretty good for them. And you'll notice I'm not wearing anything that does damage to enemies. I don't have a summon out. I've got good accessories on, but I don't have anything that can actually hurt an enemy, like ambiently. So I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing any damage right now. See if our NPCs are getting involved in this fighting at all. They really seem reluctant to. I've had trouble with Jolly Rogers before. The enemies just don't like to fight them, and they have a lot of trouble fighting them. Santa, how much do your baubles do? Okay, they do a lot. That was like 50 damage. Alright, so Santa can fight. Good to know. Santa's powerful. The last item I didn't really talk about was the happy grenades. I'll go ahead and use these on this and show them off. They have a nice AoE. They're doing a pretty good amount of damage. I mean, not really, but it's fine. They do half as much damage as regular grenades. They throw confetti. You get between 30 and 60 every time you get a drop of them. And I believe they're a 1 in 10 or 1 in 8 chance from the party girl. So if you want to kill an NPC, you could kill party girl. Although, honestly, what are the odds that you'll get a... what are the odds that you'll get a party girl, like, early enough to actually want happy grenades? Like, party girl's a very light NPC, as is the painter, really. The die trader and the stylist are really the only NPCs where I could see actually wanting to kill them for the drops. So since it's nighttime, we're gonna get the mechs in here. And also an Eye of Cthulhu, and just see how our NPCs do versus them. The Destroyer will probably wipe out all of our NPCs. Yeah, okay, so we lost a bunch of them just now. Part of it's my fault for knocking them on the ground. When the nurse dies, they're all gonna go down. I think the nurse is up, but I don't see her. Is the nurse up? The nurse is down, so they're all probably gonna die soon. They're probably not gonna get like a kill. See what happens. It's a little bit chaotic, but you can see the wizard is... The wizard attacks pretty frequently, which is part of why I like him. Santa's hanging in there. These guys all have 15 defense and 250 health, and there's nothing special about them that would make them more or less capable of handling this. So was Truffle my last guy? No, I've still got Guide and Tax Collector. You guys are probably not going to save the day. Okay, Tax Collector. Get in on the actual fighting Tax Collector. I doubt that the Tax Collector... The Tax Collector, unfortunately, has the AI of coming in and attacking and running away. So he's not the best for stuff like this. Alright, he's down. So we still have a guide somewhere. I think. And there goes the guide. Okay, so we get to see how the NPCs performed versus various enemies. The Destroyer was really just a little bit too much for them to handle because of the, just, you know, being on the ground. But, hey, they beat a pirate invasion, so that's a little bit of info about what you can get from NPCs, what they can do for you in battle. I'll go kill this Jolly Roger just to avenge them. I won't kill I won't try and kill the mechs or anything with NPC weapons. But you can see I am managing to get the Jolly Roger down slowly but surely with this exotic scimitar. Alrighty, okay. That's a good point to end this. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.